A man who is nothing for which he is willing to fight, nothing which is more important than his own personal safety, is a miserable creature and has no chance of being free unless made and kept so by the exertions of better men than himself. I have learned to seek my happiness by limiting my desires rather than in attempting to satisfy them. That so few now dare to be eccentric marks the chief danger of the time. He who knows only his own side of the case knows little of that. The fatal tendency of mankind to leave off thinking about a thing when it is no longer doubtful is the cause of half the errors. All action is for the sake of some end and rules of action, it seems natural to suppose, must take their whole character and color from the end to which they are subservient. The only purpose for which power can be rightfully exercised over any member of a civilized community against his will is to prevent harm to others. His own good, either physical or moral, is not sufficient warrant. Eccentricity has always abounded when and where strength of character had abounded, and the amount of eccentricity in a society has generally been proportional to the amount of genius, mental vigor, and courage which it contained. The only power deserving the name is that of masses and of governments, while they make themselves the organ of the tendencies and instincts of masses. If all mankind minus one were of one opinion, mankind would be no more justified in silencing that one person than he, if he had the power, would be justified in silencing mankind. A person may cause evil to others not only by his actions, but by his inaction, and in either case he is justly accountable to them for the injury. The person who is nothing for which he is willing to fight, nothing which is more important than his own personal safety, is a miserable creature and has no chance of being free unless made and kept so by the exertions of better men than himself. War is an ugly thing, but not the ugliest of things. The decayed and degraded state of moral and patriotic feeling which thinks that nothing is worth war is much worse. Although it is not true that all conservatives are stupid people, it is true that most stupid people are conservative. Whatever crushes individuality is despotism, by whatever name it may be called, and whether it professes to be enforcing the will of God or the injunctions of men. The individual is not accountable to society for his actions, and so far as these concern the interests of no person but himself. The amount of eccentricity in a society has generally been proportional to the amount of genius, mental vigor, and moral courage it contained. That so few now dare to be eccentric marks the chief danger of the time. Pleasure and freedom from pain are the only things desirable as ends. The duty of man is the same in respect to his own nature as in respect to the nature of all other things, namely not to follow it but to amend it. The general tendency of things throughout the world is to render mediocrity the ascendant power among mankind. A party of order or stability and a party of progress or reform are both necessary elements of a healthy state of political life. Life has a certain flavor for those who have fought and risked all that the sheltered and protected can never experience. One person with a belief is equal to 99 who have only interests. There are many truths of which the full meaning cannot be realized until personal experience has brought it home. In all intellectual debates, both sides tend to be correct in what they affirm and wrong in what they deny. We can never be sure that the opinion we are endeavoring to stifle is a false opinion, and even if we were sure stifling it would be an evil still, the most cogent reason for restricting the interference of government is the great evil of adding unnecessarily to its power. Men might as well be imprisoned as excluded from the means of earning their bread. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more videos. Goodbye.